We've already heard the warnings, Mel, that January will be one of the most difficult months in our fight against COVID-19. This weekend, Premier Doug Ford is holding emergency meeting to discuss what further action is needed, if any, as we continue to see these rising numbers. Now, these emergency meetings come just one day after more restrictions were placed on 5 more regions and lockdowns were extended for both Toronto and Peel. Experts are saying these measures, they're not working.
There's layers of concern as to why they're not working.
With Peel and Toronto in lockdown until at least January 4th, people have been flocking to less restrictive zones to shop for the holidays, including Halton and Hamilton, where one mall has even extended hours of operation.
I think that everyone in the Halton region is really trying to do their part to, not gather in homes and be respectful, wearing a mask outside. So far, we've been able to keep the cases down, and I think that's reflective of it with Halton still being open.
But that is all set to change come Monday as Hamilton becomes the latest region to enter lockdown.
People driving between the regions is a big problem.
The province has consistently been reporting over 2,000 cases each day over the past few weekends, and hospitalizations have increased by 54% in Peel and a little over 40% in Toronto, as a premier held an emergency meeting with CEOs of all hospitals on Friday, who are calling for wider lockdowns.
The trends we're seeing throughout Ontario are very, very concerning.
One doctor calling the situation unstable.
We're trending above the worst case scenario right now, which has us at over 500 patients in ICUs with COVID-19 by January 8th. And if the current trend continues, that could be where we end up, which would render the healthcare system likely unsustainable.
Then there's schools, currently third after care settings and workplaces for having the most outbreaks in Ontario. There have been 7,151 school-related cases as of Friday morning, with nearly a fifth of schools reporting cases. That's 957 schools in the province. The education minister recently issued a memo to school boards to prepare for possible online learning after the holidays.
Every time you move outside of your home or your bubble, you should be asking yourself, do I need to do this? Is this really necessary? Because look, the numbers are really nasty, and January is looking like it may be the most difficult month that we're going to face, and we don't want to make it any worse than it already is.
There have been calls to extend the Christmas break for students. The Minister of Education said after consulting health officials, there's no need for that yet. In recent weeks, asymptomatic testing has also been rolled out at these schools.
Asymptomatic testing, it still will not tell you how the people actually contracted the virus. And that's kind of what we need to know.
January is expected to be quite the difficult month. Experts have warned, with fears of an even larger post-holiday surge than where we are today. So as we are days away from Christmas and New Year's, the warnings have been clear. Stay home and celebrate with your households.
The holiday period is not just about the safety to ourselves and our families. The holiday period is about the safety to the vulnerable people in society.
Now back to that emergency meeting I was telling you about. Premier Doug Ford is set to make an announcement Monday at 1 p.m. It's not yet clear about what, but our source tells our Cynthia Mulligan that it will be about possibly about more restrictions, and it will be beyond the existing frameworks that we have right now.